Alright, next we have the XR motherfucking bird. Alright guys, so this baby today, when I started early in the morning react the way it was reacting throughout the night and this morning, was screaming to me that we're gonna go on up. We're gonna continue going on up. Psst, psst, we're gonna continue going on up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, are gonna continue going on up. That's pretty much what it was telling me. It was telling me, hey, Bitcoin, Ethereum, gonna go on up, buddy. I was like, yeah, go ahead, check. So I saw. So let me show you. I'm gonna show you what I saw today. I noticed how. I think I mentioned this on my Ethereum clip, but I noticed how XRP, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, which they were holding like this flat, XRP actually started going up during the night and holding above the 50. And I'm pretty sure I gotta mark it down. There should be a 1. Oh, it's a move. Should be a 1 right here. 50 Fibonacci, 4 candle, 4 candle. And that's what I mean by these boxes, where I dissect the market into layers and then have these lines represent um, dailies, 12-hour candles, weeklies, monthlies, where they're at. That way, as the market gets inside of that box, I can understand how hard it's gonna struggle to take, and also what time it is, what's coming for the market next week for the S&P, where's it gonna be at, where it should be. Is it over this dotted purple line, which is a 3 monthly price where we closed in the past? So I know it's gonna be hard to pass or break through. The fact that it's breaking above that, it's telling me about how it's holding. It's telling me, hey, we just broke through a 3 monthly resistance, which have a hard time breaking through. We're also having the S&P open, so all this coming closer and closer. It's telling me that the S&P is gonna open happy. Otherwise, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP would have been breaking this neutralness that it had during the whole time. Also, it's breaking. XRP is breaking a weekly down trend line that it's been on. So right here, we've been on a downtrend, and that's where you see that blue line. So those 2 ones that I marked right here. That's gonna be the real one when XRP finally flies, and it gets to that point, wherever this is right here. It's gonna struggle. Besides that, there's a weekly resistance. Notice how these candles have a hard time patching and closing here, here. So I know it's gonna be hard breaking through that. So it's either gonna come back down, test this support right here in the bottom, and get stuck there pretty much. Get stuck in this square right here. Get stuck in that square, and then finally break it, continue. Break and continue. Let's see where it's at. Right here, break it. Right here, break this shit right here. Finally break that, and then continue, be the real one. And then you should start seeing, by the time you get to it right here, Bitcoin should be some stupid numbers. Ethereum should be probably in the threes or mid threes. And this is when you're gonna fucking start XRP now. Even shit now, XRP, I'm pretty sure, along with other coins, are getting fucking bought like crazy. But by the time XRP goes to that fucking all-time high three peak, you fucking bet you fucking people are gonna start fucking going like crazy. But um, that's what this telling me, and we're about to see how we're holding. We're holding about this 50 Fibonacci, especially a weekly. That's very important. All this is still bullish to me. So let me go back to the 3 monthly. To the 3 monthly 50 Fibonacci down here. Notice how last month we came, or 3 months, or what was it, beginning of April. Yeah, beginning of April, end of April, or whatever, when I came tested it, that was probably the bottom of the dip that we had. That started in January, and then neutralized somewhere in April, and then May started going back up. So, anyways, so that was bullish. The fact that it's on the weekly, again, bullish. How we're holding this, bullish. How the S&P is looking again. It all depends on the S&P how it opens. Here we come to the weekly, again holding up at the 50, breaking that trend line, or at the trend line really, or one of the trend lines. The main one somewhere over here, but it's breaking the current one. Daily wise, so here's trend line, most likely somewhere here. Which, yeah, right here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're pretty much right there or whatnot. And let's go now to the candle, put it forward. I'm gonna take out these lines right now, so don't you worry. Too close. So anyways, here's that line. Here's how you're holding there. Notice how all the Fibonacci, really the strong ones, are beneath it. There's no Fibonacci really over it, which is telling me that once it breaks, that baby's gonna fly. Once it starts moving, then we're gonna have these Fibonacci's start changing. But for now, as long as it doesn't break this pattern, these Fibonacci's won't change. Once they break, it breaks up here, then you're gonna see some Fibonacci's changing. And we really want to focus on the last, like at least 3 monthly, weekly, daily. Actually, these right here. Actually, these right here. That's the one you want to pay attention to where they're at. That way, when it goes up underneath it, or over it, or whatever, but near it, whether it be coming from the top to the bottom, or from the top to bottom to that 1250, you know it's gonna be a hard area to pass because of 50 Fibonacci. Normally they take more time to break through. Right, that's it for this, you guys.